Ready? Ready?
So I was quite a late start to swimming. Um, like my family has always swam. My auntie, she has two daughters, both of them swam. One of them swam at quite a high level. So it was always on the cards for me to swim. But I was for the majority of like when I was young, I was actually scared of water. She managed to get me in the pool though, and then a few standard swimming lessons where I actually learned how to swim. And then when I got to a competitive level, I started training with a club called Everton, where I competed there for a while before I had to then move on to City of Liverpool. But yeah, Everton was great. It really taught me the basics for a start, taught me the importance of competition. But the main thing with Everton for me was I made a lot of friends. Um, good friends like Dom, quite a few who I've known for years now, I'm quite close with. So it's Everton really helped me in terms of my journey with swimming. In terms of wet training, I'm doing 6, potentially 7 sessions a week, depending on the weekend. 6 sessions during the working week and then Saturday morning session. Um, for me, I do a lot of distance work, a lot of freestyle. Not so much not so much any other strokes. I'm a distance freestyle swimmer, so mine's quite intense, like a lot of volume, um, mainly just freestyle. In terms of dry training, there isn't that much land training I do. With the actual city, I do an hour on the Saturday morning. We do an hour and a half swim, and then an hour and no 2 hours. Sorry, 2 hours swim, and then an hour gym work where we do like circuit training. In terms of myself, I like to take myself to the gym sometimes. I do a little circuit every day in my house, and I like to do a bit of boxing to keep myself fit. Yeah, I had to focus, mainly on body weight exercise because weights are good for building strength, but there's certain side effects that come with weight training that kind of can inhibit swimming. So, for example, like what you'll find is a lot of bodybuilders when they do big weights, they have huge shoulders, but that means they can't actually raise their arms past 90 degrees, which obviously in swimming is like a death wish. So, I have to do a lot of body weight exercises, and that keeps me lean, it keeps me flexible, which is the main thing. I do stretches as well, which helps me keep flexible, which is important in swimming. Outside of swimming, friends are kind of just friends. They're just there. Do you know what I mean? They're still good friends. It's important. But with swimming, it's a little bit different because if you actually do think about it, swimming is quite a monotonous sport. You're in a pool for 2 hours at a time, and in reality, you are just swimming up and down, up and down, up and down. You know, I do 7,000 meters, which is God knows how many lengths. Uh, like upwards of 80 lengths a session. So I'm up and down a pool 80 times in a session, which obviously over a 2 hour period can get quite boring. But in those little spaces you have on the wall with your friends, it gives you something to look forward to because if you don't have friends when you're swimming, I think it's one of those things where it will be very, very easy to just fall out of love with. So I think friends and just people in general around you in swimming is probably the second most important thing from besides the sport itself. I'm not really I don't really need support that much. I'm in quite a good frame of mind the majority of the time. But say one session I struggle or I'm down, or even if I'm sick or I get out or something along those lines, the coach is always the first to run to you. Like the other day, I had to get out of the pool just for a brief moment because I had a cold and I was coughing quite a lot. My dad and coach Darren, as he ran over to me, was like, "You okay? You okay? Do you need to get out? Do you want to stay in?" In terms of that, the sport's great. Off my parents, they push me to compete to swim, so they're not so lenient when it comes to letting me off training. But um, they're checking up on me all the time, constantly asking me is everything okay, you still enjoying it, making sure that I am actually doing something that I want to do rather than just getting in the pool for the sake of it, doing it because they want me to. I'm a long distance freestyle swimmer, so I would argue that long distance is really anywhere between 400 and 1500 meters. I'm absolutely useless at every other stroke, but uh, those three swims, I'm actually starting to get quite good at. There's a prospect of nationals, which I'm looking forward to. In order to train for an event like that, it's very intense. It's quite the opposite of what you'd think. Actually, it's not just swim. You have to do a lot of short distance sprint work in order to get your times, in order to get a decent pace for those long swims. And I've been put in the distance group with a number of other swimmers who also are long distance freestyle swimmers. And what Darren does is on certain nights he'll give us a set and it'll be completely different or similar but more intense to the standard group. I wouldn't like to take swimming to a career. I don't have hopes of reaching Olympics. I don't have hopes of that because in reality, for me, that's just unrealistic. I'm not good enough to reach Olympic level. I do hope I can reach nationals at one point. I think that'd be great. I love that. But in terms of my future of swimming, I just mainly see it as a thing to keep me healthy, keep me fit, because I feel good in my body with swimming, and I feel like if that disappeared, my confidence would also disappear very quickly. So even when I'm 30, when I'm in university, obviously, which is coming up very soon, I don't want to be in Liverpool for university, so I'm going to move away. And obviously that means I won't be able to train with the City, I won't be able to train with Everton. But I'm going to make it very important to myself that I keep training, I keep swimming, even if it means going to the gym. I just need to keep doing some sort of exercise because I feel like I wouldn't be the same without it.